Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to today's little message of the day. I'm playing around with trying to do different streaming options with this, and we'll see how this works out here. Quick message I wanted to share with you all today. When I first started working after college, I got a job at a 24-hour fitness. And if you're not familiar with what 24-hour fitness is, 24-hour fitness is a huge fitness chain that has organizations and spots all over the world, certainly all around the US, and I think they're actually all around the world now. And at one point, I got to be the fitness manager. And what the fitness manager does is you're like running the personal training department. So in addition to training clients, I was working with the trainers, trying to help grow the business. And you're supposed to be able to train people and whatnot. First, they really didn't want me to train. They just wanted me to get in there and sell because kind of how the company runs. No harshness or hard feelings against them. It was a great learning experience, which I'm super grateful for. Anyways, one of the things that I would do at the beginning of every month is I would meet with all the trainers, and we'd sit down together and we'd go over all their projections for the month, so we could figure out how much income that department was expected to bring in. We'd have a goal set for us by my boss and my boss's boss, and so on and so forth. And I remember one time meeting with the trainer who was consistently one of the top producers, meaning that he would be the ones that would sell some of the most training and train the most clients every month. And I asked him how much income, how much revenue he had coming in, who he had re-signing, the usual stuff. And he looked at me and he gave me a number, and I said, "That's fantastic. That's awesome. And what do we need to do to get you to this next level?" And we started brainstorming, coming up with ideas. That's what I was supposed to do as the manager. I'm supposed to challenge him, I'm supposed to stretch him, I'm supposed to grow him. And he stops and he says, "Hey, Jesse, wait a minute, stop." And I said, "What?" And he goes, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at. And I go, "What do you mean?" And he said, I'm good at giving 70%. He said, 70% for me is a C, and I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. I don't need to come in here and give 110% like you do. I'm good with 70. He says, not everybody wants to. And I remember at that time, I had been struggling so much with trying to understand what I need to do to motivate everybody else, what I need to do to inspire others to kind of unlock their inner greatness that I saw in them, because I saw all these people who I was surrounding myself with, and I saw them as being so capable of doing so much more than they were. But they all seem to kind of be settling or playing at a small game in life. And I really believed in my heart they could do so much more, not just for themselves, but for the clients they had the opportunity to serve. This guy, he shares this with me, and it blows my mind, because I'm thinking, wow, he's really meaning it when he's okay. He's at 70%. And I look at him and I said, I appreciate your honesty. And I said, 70% is not a C. That's a C minus. And we kind of had a laugh. But here's the point of this and why I'm sharing it with you today. So often in life, in any aspect of our life, whether it's our business, it's our health, it's our relationships, we get in the habit of just showing up. We just show up and think that's good enough. But showing up is only one part of the piece. Now, it may be one of the hardest parts. It's definitely tough to get out of bed in the morning and go to the gym. It may be really tough to reconcile in a relationship when you're angry and you're pissed off. It may be extremely hard to pick yourself up off the floor and go forward when you've had a devastating loss or something like that. But showing up is not the hardest. Showing up may be the hardest part, but it's what you give when you show up that really counts. It's what you give when you show up that really counts. See, we all can show up. Some of us may want to show up at a higher capacity than others, and that's fine, whatever you want to, but it's what you give when you show up that counts. We make the mistake all the time of just showing up to work and kind of giving percentage, right? As long as our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed, that's okay. We do our job and we do what's expected of us, but nothing more, nothing less. And then we wonder why we don't like our job. We wonder why we don't make the income we'd like to make. In our relationships, we get in the habit of just showing up, right? We're there. We go through the motions, we say hello, we say goodbye, we say good day, all those types of things. But then we wonder why our relationships aren't as fulfilling and nurturing and passionate as we'd like them to be. In our health, we get in the habit of just showing up. We sit there and we'll kind of eat healthy, we'll kind of go to the gym, and then we start to say, well, it's too much time, it's too much this, it's too much that. And then we wonder why, as we get older, we have more aches and more pains. We wonder why the doctor is telling us, hey, if you don't do something, you better get together. We wonder why we start to feel slow and lethargic when we do stuff. It's because we're showing up, but we're not giving. We're not giving 100%. We're giving 60%. We're giving 50%. We're giving 70%. And what we're getting because of that is we're getting those levels of results. You give 70% effort, you're giving 70% results. If you're in a sales position, right? Just imagine this professionally. If you're in a sales position, you go in and you give 70% effort. What are most sales positions based on, right? They're all based on bonuses, incentives. And the bonuses and incentives kick in when you achieve above 90, 95%, which means you're not going to hit nearly as much. And you're selling yourself short. If you go into a relationship, right, when you're getting married, if any of you have been married before, what happens when you give your vows? Do you go out there and say, I pledge to love you 70%, I pledge to give you 70% effort, sometimes maybe 60, and I pledge to give you a 50% life? How many of you, if that was your wedding vows, would actually stick with that, right? There's no way in hell. You wouldn't sign up for that. We sign up for it with the assumption that we're getting 100% of somebody, but we don't. Most of us just show up. We don't give. There are going to be off days when we don't feel 100%. We might feel only 50% if you've gone through a devastating loss, if you've gone through a significant life change. But even if we're only at 50%, we can still give 100% of that 50%. You want to radically transform your life. You want to radically impact the lives of others. You want to radically accelerate your career. You want to radically improve your health. You want to radically revolutionize your relationship. Commit to giving 100% each and every day. Commit to giving 100% of yourself. Commit to giving 100% of your energy, your effort, your attention, your focus. That doesn't mean that you're 24/7, 365 in that, and that's your own world. It means that when you're there, when you have this time set aside for the relationship, when you have this time committed to work, when you have this time set aside for your health, you are 100% in that. You do this, and I promise you, life will transform like that. Relationships will transform like that. Health will transform like that. Wealth will transform like that. The reason you're not giving and achieving the results you want, look no further than the effort you're giving. If you're just showing up and expecting things to happen, guess what? Even to win the lotto, you still have to buy the ticket. Showing up and going into the door ain't going to solve the problem. You got to put in the effort. And it's the same in life. That if you want to win the lottery of life in any aspect of your life, the more effort you put in, the more you're going to get out of it. And before you say, well, I put in all this effort, but I don't get anything back. If you're giving the effort, if you're putting it in with the expectation of something in return, that is completely missing the point of what we're talking about. That's not giving. That's just trying to bargain. And if you're in a dynamic where you're trying to bargain your way through stuff, you're going to be set up for a lot of challenges and a lot of pain. Give 100%. Everything else will take care of itself. I hope this sort of message has helped you. Be sure to share it with a friend and family member who needs to hear it. I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know, one, if this message was helpful, and two, how you're taking what I shared with you today and you're going to start applying it to your life. Do not leave here and say, oh, that was great, I feel a little bit better, and then do nothing beyond that. That's the worst thing you can do. Take the message, and if it's resonating with you, and put some action behind it, because action is going to produce results. And I would love for you to share what actions you are taking now as a result of this. Let me know, and I will circle back around. So put in the comments. If you have any other questions about this, put them in the comments. You can shoot me a message here. I will be around to answer them. I believe in you. I believe that you're capable of 100%. There is an amazing amount of greatness inside of you. The keys to unlocking it are often your effort that you put into stuff. We'll see you next time. Oops, let's see if I can get these all ended now. Shit. Okay, here we go. Sorry. This is what happens when you're trying to stream this on 4 different windows at once, but I think it actually worked out well.